Welcome to our DigiBox and Kiloview event. We are looking at the Kiloview P3 bonding encoders. I'm going to just kick off the presentation. Hi, if you don't know me, my name is Marc Risby. I'm the MD here at DigiBox, and I'm going to be introducing Simone, who's the Senior Technical Specialist here in Europe for Kiloview, in a minute to take you through things in more depth. So we're going to be looking here at two products particularly, but also the market and the general, usage around a couple of products that we have. Here we're highlighting the Kiloview P3 and the P3 Mini bonding encoders. And the P3 has been out for a little while. You may have seen it at a few shows. It's the sort of flagship streaming product there, but it's recently been joined by the P3 Mini, which is now available, and we are seeing some really interesting use cases for that as soon as it's come out of the gate. So we're going to be taking you through a few of those. And typically these type of bonding encoders have been used for a while, typically in news applications to start with. By and large, there are a couple of people doing them, usually as part of a larger service agreement that you get into to stream back and replace things like sat trucks, microwave links, and other types of connection. By using cellular communication, by using mobile phone data technology, and by bonding multiple connections together, we're able now to get reliable quality content back from just about anywhere. Initial applications, as I say, often with news, but we are seeing a lot of interest from car racing, for example. We've done several POCs in the UK and in the Middle East already in car racing applications where we're getting some amazing content back. But sports, esports and physical sports, concerts, gigs, healthcare, and enterprise applications now. We're seeing the usage of video in general enterprise has been increasing massively. Not a huge market in the UK, but houses of worship, churches, funeral streaming is also something that's been on the rise. So we now have products that reach a price point that we just didn't have up until now. So to take a look at what we're showing and what it's going to look like, we'll give you a couple of applications of how that'll work. Here we're taking a source. It's usually a camera, but it can be SDI or HDMI. In this case, both of these encoders are designed to be operated by battery, can be freestanding, or we can power them externally, obviously. We're then taking multiple or one or multiple connections, IP connections back to a server. So those connections can either be cellular, 4G, 5G, or they can be Ethernet or Wi-Fi as well. It can actually be one or more of these used at the same time. So the bonding element, the idea with bonding is to use multiple connections to either increase the quality and the bandwidth or to increase the stability and the usability. From here, we're connecting via the internet back to a server, the Kilolink server in this case. We are shipping everything back there, which does the aggregation of those streams and then forwards them to wherever they need to go. Typically, there are two choices. One of them would be to a hardware decoder. So we're literally taking SDI or HDMI out and then taking that into your traditional video distribution system or re-encoding it. Or from there, we can go into other services like Zoom, YouTube, Facebook, via services such as RTMP, RTSP, SRT, and NDI. So we can create a very flexible system that can interface with whatever system that you have on the receiving side. So I'm going to do no more talking really until the end here. I want to pass over properly to Simone, and he's the product specialist who looks after this and the applications for Kiloview, based in Europe, who's going to take us through in more detail. Simone.
Hello, thank you everyone to join us. So I will continue with the PowerPoint deck and show you the first P3 Mini. So this is our small little introduction for bonding cellular encoder application. It's a 4G integrated modems encoder. It can be powered by USB-C and 12-volt options, of course. It is limited over 1080p 60, both HDMI and SDI, but it's also capable of doing H.264 and H.265. It got a huge 3-inch screen touch control to get everything straight off the box. As Marc said before, we can use this kind of products for sport and racing events, for really on the go, and of course, getting social media right away from the encoder. It's really suitable for remote ENG styles and small events for news gathering. And it's most indicated, for small production with even more minimal setups where you can use like laptops and get your TriCaster, Mini S or vMix, Wirecast, OBS, you name it. The P3 indeed is a bigger brother of the family and is got 4G or 5G modems. Basically, this is a modular system, so you can change the cards accordingly to what is your needs. It has a redundant battery for really long streaming session, and it's capable to ingesting 4K 30p over HDMI and 1080p SDI, still capable H.264 and H.265, and it's a wider 4.3-inch screen with touch controls. Of course, this is more suitable for large and mid-scale TV and radio broadcastings, of course, outside broadcasting application. Remote engine, and especially within 5G modems, it gets you able to really get coverage everywhere. So it's really important. And for large scale events and multi-camera production, of course, remote production is a real thing right now. So it's really the best companion you can have within. So, differences in between those two products. Basically, the P3 Mini is, of course, a smaller product, really compact and portable. It has no 5G, but it's really easy to install in small spaces. Of course, like racing cars and drones application are great. 1080p or HD as a maximum resolution. And of course, we have to consider the low cost of 4G data plans according to the business needed. While the P3 basically within 5G is really great for whatever low cellular networking coverage is happening. So you really always cover it within 5G capability and has really a great battery life. It can stand like 9 hours of continuous streaming. And if you need like 4K 30p, it's really great. We also had a NG backpack style, so you can travel with that really easily. And it's really suitable for daily usage for news and sports. Everything is basically orchestrated with our Kilolink Server Pro. This server is really amazing because not only serves as a bonding and debonding server, but as a centralized piece of software that allows you to control every Kiloview product all at once. You can firmware update, you can basically trigger every stream from the same server, and you can control multiple access users and multiple encoders and decoders at the same time. Our server is a multi-platform ready because it's based on Docker container. So you can install that on macOS, Linux, and Windows platform. It's a really easy to deploy due to Docker container technology. As I said, it's multi-platform available. One of the greatest thing is that it's available both on the cloud and on premise. If it actually allows you to do management and multi-format conversion directly into the server itself. And for the first time ever, Kiloview is giving to the customer the possibility to get NDI HX transcoding directly into the cloud or on-premise server. You can remote control every Kiloview product, and you can also have multiple user and user group to different addresses devices from different places in the world. As Marc showed before, we got some fewer workflow. Basically, as I said, we can install both on the cloud and on-premise solutions. So within the cellular network, Wi-Fi and Ethernet, we've been able to aggregate all this connection and directly streaming to our favorite platforms such as YouTube, Facebook, Zoom, Twitch, you name it, and also decode that through a physical decoder like our D350 or D260, being able to get baseband output right out of our decoding side. We can install that on premise. So basically we can install onto Windows or Linux machine. We can add something like PCI Express baseband cards, SDI or HDMI outputs. So we've been able to run a complete production with just one simple unit hardware that can do just the server and also the video application software switching at the same time. We can also do something hybrid, for example. If we have an on-premise and we are in the studio, we can still use our favorite baseband switcher production like ATEMs, Grass Valley, Ross. Whoever has got this production doesn't have to throw their equipment away. They can still do it in a hybrid format. So that's really a good introduction for our products. You'll be always able to get the flexibility to stay up and tuned to your business. And as I mentioned before, we are the only company now that offering NDI-HX transcoding directly into the server. So we can do an IP over IP solution all at once, meaning that basically we can use something like a laptop to run a complete production running vMix, Vector TriCaster, OBS, Wirecast, and also avoiding using a physical decoder. Every Kiloview P3 and P3 Mini will be able to use intercom with our Kiloview Intercom Server Pro. It's basically based on the same Docker technology, so we can install into the same cluster container. We're gonna be able to do party line groups of Kiloview products and also terminals like phones, tablet or PC at the same time. So our director will be able to talk with our camera operator really easily. You just need a USB headset and every Kiloview product will be possible to join this Kiloview Intercom Server Pro. On the latest update that really recently came like 1 week ago, we have improved the bonding transmission algorithm and we added the standalone mode for direct stream up to 4 streams simultaneously. So if you don't want to use the server for bonding technology, you've been always able to just plug the encoder and start streaming right on the go. That support volume adjustment and multi-channel audio input. And there's a network traffic statics that can be always be at your fingertips. But then why do you choose Kiloview over the competition, you might say? Well, Kiloview products really work with all your existing technology, as I mentioned. So you can mix and match different brand manufactured products in an agnostic way. So as long as every product you have support the same codecs we support, you can always merge those products together. And Kiloview software is one-time payment only on some software. And for Kilolink Server Pro, it's even free. So there's no monthly subscription or high cost maintenance through time. There's no limitation on terms of cloud or on-premise workflows. So depending on your business application, you will be always able to do everything on the cloud or even do in the studios. And of course, we are expert in NDI technology, more than 12 years, being really side to side with VisorT and NewTek to bring this technology wild in the market. And we got a wide portfolio of both hardware and software device to create an incredible ecosystem to achieve all your business goal. So in terms of the competitor side, you can tell there will be a higher system total price, including encoders and decoders and payment for the server part. Of course, the bonding on many of the competitors requires a proprietary decoder, which is something that really limiting you to choose just one brand at a time. And the cloud server, most of the time, is managed by the vendor with a fewer deployment option and additional maintenance per year cost. While Kiloview definitely gives you the most cost-effective brand in the market right now for bonding streaming and get all the standard protocol output streams And it's really simple and flexible deployment option. And I will show you that in just a minute. Just some comparison chart in between what it could be like a competitor unit. Of course, you have the cost of the physical unit plus the subscription and the data cost as well. That might be intercom, of course. And as I mentioned before, for the specific product, you might stick with this specific codec. So you need their own brand decoder hardware. And the server cost is made based on monthly fees and annual subscriptions. So the cost may vary within the usage of the product itself. While something like, for example, a P3 Mini, you have just the physical unit cost plus the SIM cost on top of your business company, and you just host the server, whether on-prem or cloud. So you can really have for small amount of money kind of serving. This is not requiring great performing hardware related cloud server or prem server. And you can use all the standard codec I mentioned before. And of course, we are the only one company getting NDI-HX transcoding in the server. So keep in mind of that. And the server, as I mentioned, is completely free of charge. There's no extra cost whatsoever. So it's really a cost-effective solution. I wanted to show you how easy it is to connect an encoder to the server. So let me show you my browser here. So you see I got some tabs opening here. So P3 Mini, Kilolink server, and a few other tabs. I want to show you how easy it is to actually build the server first. So as far as it takes, let me show you this one. Okay, let me zoom in a little bit. So the process is a completely automatic process. So we just need to copy and paste one line in the terminal. And this is not needed to be some sort of IoT geek. It's really easy. You will see it will take just 20 seconds to make it works. Just press enter a few times. You can decide the web port access. In this case, we're going to use the port 80. And streaming port that will be 50,000. The only thing we're gonna need is our static IP address, whether cloud or on-premise server. So we're gonna put our static IP address. And as you can tell, if we type docker ps, we'll see we are up and running our Kilolink server in just a few seconds. Easy as that, we're gonna put the IP address of our new server. And there we go. We splash to the boot screen of our server. We'll log in with a first time password. We're going to be asked to change the password first. So we're going to put a new password. Press enter. Oh, look at that. And now we can log in the server. As you can see, there's a CPU usage of our server, the memory, the network traffics, and of course, once we're gonna add it all our devices, we're gonna see in the overview tab. So how easy it is to control our bonding backpack to this. Simply speaking, we go into the all tab, we click on maintenance mode, and we click on add device. In this case, I'm gonna add this P3. This is the web UI of our P3. You can see as the latest update introduced the local stream. So we can create here 4 local streams, or we can use the bonding engine. We got the Kilolink and the bonding engine to activate now. So first thing first, on the top right corner, we just press the I button and copy the serial number of the encoder we're gonna fill in the Kilolink server. So we're gonna give it a name to our encoder. We're gonna paste the serial number and we're gonna click on authorization code. There's a handy copy button here for our authorization code, and we press OK. So basically speaking, you see it's gray out. our P3 is just ready to be connected to our server. We go back in the P3 and the Kilolink server. We're gonna type in the IP address of our server. We're gonna put the authorization code, and simply speaking, we're gonna put in on mode the Kilolink server and press OK. If you go back on the server itself, you will see now the encoder is getting online. From this time on, I can click on maintenance mode again, come back on the P3 and activated the bonding engine. So once we activated the bonding engine, all the thick connection here, like my Ethernet, Wi-Fi, all my 3SIM modules, will be part of the bonding engine. So no matter the condition of the networking, you will be able always to stream safely, even if one of your connection will fail. So that's really simple. We go into the Kilolink Server Pro. If we click on the device and we click on the preview, you will see we got this menu here. I will be able to preview our device video ingested signal. We have the device status, the network information, the link status, and we'll be able to check everything directly through here. We have some configuration option like SDI or HDMI inputs, our resolution and bitrate, and so on. So to make a practical example, I will show you how easy it is to create a stream for that. So if we click, just give me a second, I will remove this, my camera, so you can better see. So if you go into the add stream service, you can see in the protocol tab, we got lots of options. RTMP, RTSP, RTP, HLS, SRT, TS-UDP, and NDI-HX. Easy as that. We can click, for example, RTMP. We're gonna send this to YouTube. Okay, so give it a name to YouTube, and the streaming address. We're gonna be back to our YouTube. We sorry about that. We're gonna add live feed streaming. So we go in the live stream tab, and we're gonna copy the URL of YouTube and just the streaming key. So I'm gonna copy the URL, I'm gonna paste it into the server, then the / to divide the URL from the stream key. And now we're gonna copy the stream key and paste it and press OK. You see now we have successfully created the RTMP stream to YouTube. And this little red button indicates that we are actually streaming to YouTube. In just a matter of seconds, you see we are ready to go and stream within our P3 to YouTube so easily. This is really convenient. Everything will be managed through the server application. So you don't have to access your encoder from the local web UI anymore, because the encoder will be reachable from the server wherever you are in the world. This is such a easy way to control everything from your streaming side. So if you're a director, for example, you can give this to your camera operator and control everything by the same software application. And as I mentioned, this is a completely free services, so it's an amazing solution. I will want to show you something really cool about the ingest and NDI-HX, which is, as I mentioned, we are the only company doing that. So I will show you the P3 Mini. You can tell it's a really kind of the same server setup, so the same UI setup for that. I've connected this P3 Mini to an on-premise server, as you can look like here. I got some other units connected here. So let me show you how easy it is to get NDI-HX directly into your local production. If I click on my P3 Mini, you see I've created an NDI-HX stream. As far as this basically this server is on my same local area networks from the computer I'm showing you everything. I just press on the play button, and easy as that, what happening is that I can bring in, simply speaking, an NDI studio monitor, click on my server, you see it has appeared Kilolink, and I can click on P3 Mini. And that's so simple. I'm not even using any physical decoder, but I get the signal right in NDI. And I will show you this over the vMix production. So as easy as that, I'm gonna click add input. I'm gonna have NDI. I can click directly on Kilolink server, and you see it will be filled within the P3 Mini. So easy as that. I'm ingesting the signal completely free of baseband connection. It's IP over IP. It's really convenient, and it will make you able to basically run this solution even with a laptop kind of technology. Really get compact with a P3 Mini, something like, as I said, a laptop, and you can run a production really easily. So this is one of the few great additional you can have with a Kiloview P3 and P3 Mini within Kilolink server. So Marc, I think I will give you back to you within the last parts of our PowerPoint. So you might talk about what's the deal within the SIM IoT cards, I guess.
That's brilliant. That's perfect. Thank you, Simone. That's great. There are actually no questions in the minute as well, so you've obviously done a cracking job there. Yeah, I'm just going to highlight a few things specifically to do with the SIMs and the 4G, 5G side of the cellular part of it. So the first thing here, as you said, this is a solution where with the Kiloview system, we're able to effectively roll our own package. So you're not restricted to the services offered by the vendor of the hardware or the service, that you have. This is a system where we can use our own SIMs, for example. So where we are, we recognize that a lot of people know their own market. So if you have a data plan already and you have SIMs already in place or services already in place, you can certainly use those in here. The Mini is a 4G only device, and the P3 is available with a choice of 4G or 5G modems. They're available. You can populate it as you wish. And what that means is you're not tied into a specific data plan. You're not tied into a number of gigs or a number of hours or however it's measured in a period of time. You can just use the data as and when you need it. So first of all, if you want to buy the systems without any SIM options, absolutely you can do that. But we want to let you know that we're working on some plans at the minute here that we'll be able to provide you from the UK directly with the Kiloview products into some SIM packages that are able to use multi-carriers and multi-regions. So basically worldwide capable, all bar a couple of countries, but worldwide capable SIMs that will use the best link that it can find, or the best carrier that it can find at that time in that region. So here we're aiming to give you a higher quality service by using the best that we can find in terms of data, being able to buy these in new packages, enabling you to sort of buy them at a reasonable amount of money. We're not looking at using standard consumer packages here at all. And part of this is so we can help you with POCs. Part of this is so you can, help your customers, create systems that are easy to administer and good value for money. So part of that in here is I just wanted to give you, for those of you that don't know, just the 5G networks. Not all 5G networks are the same. So basically there are different classes of 5G service and different packages that you can buy, different data providers, service providers, cell carriers, whatever, will give you different levels of service. So there's this generic at the top here, this mobile broadband slice. This is your basic packages that most consumers will be using. And, they're the kind of packages that you'll buy in bulk, for normal people. And they work great for most situations, but quite often they're not right, especially in large areas that are congested. And if you want to use, larger and better quality of service data, where you'll see this moves down into other tiers of service. People call them different things. This particular package here, the IoT slice and mission critical slice, and some of these slices are used for people like the police and the fire brigade, the ambulance services or military will use a slice that's dedicated to them. Sometimes customers, broadcasters particularly, have done an agreement with the local cell carrier for a better class of service on dedicated systems effectively. So that is a guaranteed, regionally, usually guaranteed amount of data in a guaranteed place, usually quite a large cost, but it doesn't matter if there are 300,000 people using all the systems around it, you will be given a slice of spectrum that is for you. So that is really key to understand wherever you are in that hierarchy when you're putting systems together. And what will happen here is the potential here, to spend a lot of time trying to fault find, SIMs and data plans. We're here to help you with that. We're here to help you as DigiBox with the POCs to make that easier. I will say we have demo equipment available. And we are quite busy with those right now. But if you speak to your account manager, we'll try and help you out. Also, we're doing some try before you buy packages for people that may be interesting too. So again, please speak to your account manager and we'll hopefully pull together something that works for you. But, these have been an incredibly popular product. The P3 Mini, has come out the gate really firing on all cylinders. And literally, it seems to be attached to about 5 different racing cars at the minute, giving us some feedback. I've seen some amazing pictures back from Abu Dhabi recently over some of these multi-carrier SIMs, and they look amazing for in-car use. And that this is our the ability now to put a transmitter inside every car in a race series as opposed to just having 1 or 2, and it looks incredible. There's a question here at the moment. Simone, let's see if I can get you back in here a second. From Frank, is the USB intercom compatible with conference USB mic speaker stations or just headsets? It would be useful if it could be connected to a desk station so remote button can be used to communicate back to base.
So basically speaking, you can use whatever UVC compliant USB product. On the device side, definitely I can get that you need an headset, so you get both hearing from the director and speaking to the director center. But whenever you use the intercom server, and I can show you this, just give me a sec. I'm gonna show you how it looks like. And by the way, as I mentioned, it can be installed, clustered within the same Kilolink Server Pro. So basically, the server that handle the bonding can also handle the same intercom platform. So as you can notice, I've got just a web browser. So whatever, for example, your conference system is connected to a computer or a tablet, you will be able to use that device as a main device for the other devices themselves. From the device point of view, I'm guessing as now we only support headsets, but depending on the product itself, it might work. As far as driverless solution, it doesn't require any software. Probably you'll be able to use that too.
Excellent. Okay, hopefully that answers your question. I think there are some more talkback products as well in the Kiloview ecosystem, and it's worth checking out. If you haven't looked at the wild, check out kiloview.com. There are a host of interfaces that fit here within the bonding and streaming world, and particularly the NDI world. There's an awful lot. There's a lot of updates out there for you as well. So it just leaves me to thank you very much, Simone. Really appreciate your time and being here. And thank you for everybody who's attended. Just another note, if you are going to be at the ISE show, which is in a couple of weeks' time, Kiloview will be there demonstrating the P3 Mini and all of the other products. We would love to see you. So please come by and say hello. Otherwise, have a chat with your account manager. And please remember, we'll be sending a link out to this to forward to colleagues or anyone that couldn't be here. And please contact us if you have any further questions. So thanks again for being here. We really appreciate it. Goodbye.